Must be a big day in sports. No Channel 9, no Channel 8, no Channel 10, no Channel 5, I don't know what channels. None of the channels are here, are they? Must be an SDFC night or something. So those that aren't here and don't get to hear about it, it was a pretty good game. I was happy with it. So it's what you want in a preseason game. Again, they were a good opponent. I knew that on tape watching them coming in with a lot of new players. They're well coached. They do what they do. They pick and pop the shooting four-man. They throw it in the post. But obviously our pressure wore them down. Our full court pressure, nobody likes to go in against that. So our pressure affected the game, both halves. On the pick and pop four, we were supposed to be switching him, a four-man ball screen with any of our guards we wanted to switch. But sometimes we start fighting over and we don't switch. So that's perfect. We know moving forward when we have to switch that, we have to switch it. And we didn't execute that. So we did a poor job of switching. And so it's what you want out of a game. It didn't cost us a game, but it showed us one more thing that we have to work on. So that's what you want in the preseason. You want to be exposed at some things that you have to get better at, and they exposed us at some things. With that being said, offensively, I think we shot 59% for the game, something like that. Had probably a season low in turnovers. I think we had 12. So pretty good offensively, and so I was happy with that. And it seems like we were open on a lot of stuff. So we had to decide, do we want to just try to score on the first side of the floor? Because most good teams, which they are, sometimes you have to play second and third side to get the shot you want. But we had choices to make on the first side. So I thought sometimes we might have shot it too early, but they were pretty good shots. Rebounding-wise, we got out-rebounded. But I think last year they were 3 or 4 in the country or top 10 in rebounding because they send everybody. So they did a good job of that. So we got exposed on some things, which I wanted to have happen as a coach, as long as it didn't cost me a game, and it didn't cost me a game. So things to teach too, but I like my team. I like it a lot. And we'll be good as long as they can accept maybe not playing the minutes they want to play every night because we're really deep. So can they handle disappointment and not being in the game when they think they should be in, when they don't get the shots they think they should get? And look at Miles Bird today. He had 4 points. People say, man, Bird, 4 points? But you look up, he had 6 steals. He had 6 assists. So he impacted the game. So it might not always be with points, which people look at. And then it was great having Reese come back, scored the ball at a high level. And if you're Reese, you're probably wondering why they didn't run 5 more plays for me. I'm scoring the ball. So they have to be good, and I have to be good. So it's going to be a season of managing expectations and keeping their energy and their attitude where it needs to be for a successful season.
So what exactly was supposed to happen on those ball screens? Because Farrell said they were blasting them, but you weren't.
Well, at the start of the game, they weren't really setting the screen. He slips out a lot, and so we just stayed with the guard. And then when he actually started setting some late and popping, we made the adjustment that we wanted to switch them. But we've had this issue in the past. Sometimes our guards are so physical, they don't understand that we're not switching to prevent their guy from scoring. We're switching to prevent the four-man from popping and scoring. Because if the four-man has to help on the ball screen like we do, then no one's got him when he fades to the corner. So we wanted to switch him, and we made a lot of mistakes on it. And they knew it, but it's something we need to work on. We have to get better at, and we're capable of doing it. It's something we've always been good at San Diego State is switching ball screens. So, but we've been so good at blasting and getting back to our men and making it hard on the other team that we haven't done it a lot. So it was good to get exposed today a little bit.
Coach, have you seen a second half like Miles Bird put on to start the second half today? I think he had 5 or 6 steals to begin. What does he mean when he does something like that?
He's got dynamic instincts, so he really knows how to play passing lanes. And with our full court pressure defense, he's like the perfect guy to have sitting behind to read interception lanes and to stunt at the ball. And so Bird is a super aggressive defender, a really good defender. So the thing he's got to do, like all players, when you look up and you only have 4 points, you're wondering if he brought value to the game. And it's for us to convince him he brought tremendous value to the game. And the points will come. There'll be nights he scores 20. And there'll be nights he scores like today, 4, but he impacts winning. And it was great having him out there.
Farrell had 14 points in just 11 minutes, 7-7 shooting. How do you keep him on the floor more without fouling?
Yeah, he's got to learn to defend without fouling. That was his problem last year. And now he's people look at the center position a lot of times. Well, they got 8 points out of Heidi, or Farrell had 12. But if you look at them combined, we're getting huge production out of that position over the exhibition games and then the games we played. You know, you look at them combined statistically, it's 20-some points and double-digit rebounds out of the center position. So that's really good production between the two of them. So it's nice having both of them out there. And so if they continue to be productive, we'll be really dangerous in that position.
Why is he getting called for fouls? What's he doing? Picking up some of those cheap ones.
I mean, listen, a lot of teams don't throw it inside, so we finally played a team that really throws it inside. So we got caught playing with our hands too much, rapping, and, you know, I was yelling at the refs, you know, because I had Heidi and Farrell out of the game. And I'm trying to tell them, you know, well, watch how the offensive player is using his arms for position. I'm just trying to fight on their behalf. These officials did a good job, but I'm trying to champion their cause too until we get better at playing post defense.
How important was Jeremiah Oden today, playing 8 of the last 10 minutes in the first half, 23 for the game, and really seemingly settling things down with the trouble for the post players getting fouls?
Yeah, Jeremiah does a good job, and like I said, he stretches the floor. You know, he hit a couple threes, I think, tonight, or he's dangerous from there. So he stretches the floor and opens it up for the guards to play. So they can't leave his man in the paint as a helper. If they do, he'll find a way to get a 3 or 2 up. So Jeremiah is an important part to what we're doing. So I thought he was really productive today, and he should be. He's a 6-year senior. He's played a lot of basketball, and he plays with a great maturity about him.
When your biggest got in foul trouble, how much of a temptation was it? You look down the bench and there's Magoon and he's cleared. Are you thinking in the back of your mind, well, I could just stick him in for a couple minutes?
I couldn't play him today. So Sergio said, nope, can't play him today. And so I said, okay. So Thakbor went in, and Thakbor gave us some good minutes. So he's, you know, we have a luxury of having 3 really good centers, and then we don't even have Magoon available to slide there. And then the alternative to that is we played 4 guards for a lot of the game. We played Bird as a power forward with Reese and then 2 other guards, and we're productive with that lineup too. So we have a lot of different ways we can play, big or small. So I think that will be a positive for us throughout the year.
What's your assessment of Magoon from 2 days of practice? Full practice.
He's a difference maker. He's an impact player. For missing as much as he missed and step on the floor, he looks different than anybody else. So we got to get his game timing back. Magoon is a special player.
Coach, another one of your experienced players has, you know, had a quiet day today. Sean Newman Jr. What can he do to get more minutes?
What can any of them do to get more minutes? There aren't enough minutes for all of them. So they have to live with the minutes I give them and be productive and come out of the game with as positive attitude as they can, knowing that we're deep, and that's the strength of our team. And they're, like I said, their ability to accept the minutes they get is going to be the key to our season.
It's your 200th win today. Players just sort of, I don't know if you heard this spoke glowingly about you, but what does it mean to you to win 200 games, particularly so quickly?
I'm happy Fisher retired because I think he could still coach and he'd have 200 more. He'd have about 1,000 by now. But I'm glad he handed the reins over to me, and I learned from him when he was a head coach. You surround yourself with really good people, assistant coaches and players, and everybody embraces a role, including mine, and great things can happen for all of us. So I'm just a byproduct of all the great people I've surrounded myself with, including my wife Jan over here. Thank you.
How far are you behind your dad?
I don't even know. I have no idea how many wins my dad had. So, yeah, probably. So he was a head coach a lot longer than I was, between Eastern Michigan and Minnesota. So I don't know. That's a good stat to look up. I'm going to tell him I'm going to catch him eventually if I can hang in there long enough.
Coach, the decision to scratch Latrell Davis today, do you have an update on him?
Just that we're thinking of redshirting him. My mind hasn't completely been made up, but you can already see we already have too much depth at times. And so he would impact winning if he was out there, but we're finding a way to do it and trying to decide if he makes that much of a difference, which I think he may, that we may still go without him because we have so much depth on this team.
312 Division I wins.
312.
And that's not counting Alpena.
That's not counting Alpena Community College?
No.
Well, he might be safe.
Reese, obviously, you know, emotional return for you today. You had a couple of preseason games, but this one officially counted. You know, your offense was great. Can you talk about your game tonight and your team victory today?
I had a lot of fun getting back out there. I'm really frustrated I missed a free throw though. Yeah, that
trash.
But I think, you know, we played pretty good. We stuck to the game plan. Basketball's a game of runs, and I think we weathered the storm and did really good.
I think 2 seasons ago, it took you to like March to miss your first free throw. Is that something you really take pride in?
No, that happened that season. I'm worried about this season. I just don't like missing in general, especially free throws because they're free.
Reese, can you talk about the start to the second half? It seemed both you and Miles Bird really seemed like you wanted to create an attitude about the defense, coming out and getting as many steals as you did in the first several minutes of it.
Yeah, well, I think, as veteran guards, it's our job to set the tone on defense for the guard position. We spoke in the locker room about what we needed to do coming in, so, it was cool. I wanted to dunk that, though, to be honest with you. But it was a lot of fun, causing havoc. And, Bird's always going to do that on defensive end, so it was fun.
Go ahead.
The offense was spreading the ball a lot today. 7 different players with 4 shot attempts. Everyone seems to be getting involved. What is it like seeing that as a team, and can it be beneficial for you guys?
Basically just carrying over what we do in practice, getting the whole team involved. They're going to win a lot of games like that, honestly.
You had to play a bunch of minutes in the second half with 4 personal fouls down the stretch. Just speak about what sort of adjustments you had to make to still be dangerous on the offensive end while doing your job on the defensive end.
I picked up 2 early in the game and then 2 again when I got in for the second time. So after that, it was just trying to play as hard as I can but without fouling. So I did a great job. I was able to play up until I got my tech, which was a bad call, but we'll talk about it later.
What was the explanation that the officials gave for that?
They said I was taunting. So it was after I fell down, I was screaming in the other opponent's face. So taunting.
I liked it. I wish you didn't get a tech, though.
They shouldn't call it tech for that.
Pharaoh, you've talked a lot about wanting to be able to stay on the floor and stay out of foul trouble. You had 14 points in 11 minutes tonight. What is it going to take for you to sort of get over that hump and be able to stay on the floor longer?
That's a good question. I would say just trusting my length, knowing that, straight up, if I'm guarding straight up, then a lot of people on offense can't, score on me.
Where do you get fouled?
Where do you get in trouble with fouls, do you think? Where do you think you
I'm just not one of my opponents to get the ball. Yeah, basically.
But where is it do you think that you get called for fouls? What are you doing?
I'm not the ref.
I'm sorry?
I'm not the ref.
Why do you think they're calling fouls?
I'm playing pretty hard, and I'm touching my opponent a lot. So that's how we play. We play pretty aggressive. So I wouldn't look to them not to call that, but I got to play as hard as I can without fouling at the end of the game.
Reese, Pharaoh had a couple big dunks off the bench tonight that really kind of ignited the team. Can you talk about what that spark means to you guys?
Yeah, it means a lot whenever we get a dunk, especially with Pharaoh's, because he's going to hang on the rim and pull the rim down. So it definitely gives us energy. It gives the arena energy, and when the arena got energy, it helps us a lot.
And also, tonight was Dutch's 200th career win. Can you just speak about what he's meant to you as your coach?
Yeah, he's meant a lot. Today, we were supposed to be out on the court at a certain time, and I was late. He got on me about that, and I respected it, though, because a lot of places people would just let you go or let you get away with it. He got on me about it, and I wasn't late purposefully. I was backed up on what I was doing, my pregame routine, but I do respect him a lot, and I appreciate him because he's always honest. His door's always open, so whenever we want to talk to him, we can, and he's a great coach. I was happy that I helped get him his 200th win.
Pharaoh, do you have anything to add to that about Coach?
He got on me as well. So just being late. So just he being real as he can, and I love him for that. So I wish he can continue to do that and keep winning.
Reese, can you take us through what happened with your eye? Do you have any idea how it happened? And I know there's some talk about wearing goggles today. How did you decide not to wear them?
Well, I had a corneal abrasion, and I don't know exactly how it happened, but I had to wear goggles the last 3 practices. I didn't like it at all. And today was the first day I got to wear contacts, so I went and got them yesterday, and I felt pretty good. I will only wear the goggles if I have to. Like, I'm out of contacts, then I'll wear them. But other than that, I'm going to wear my contacts.
But you wore goggles in high school, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. It depended. I wore them in like practice, but I'm not doing it now though, unless I have to. Yeah, no. It just felt a little weird because I haven't done it in a while, so I don't know. Maybe I'll bring them out, but not anytime soon.
For someone who's never had a corneal abrasion, what is that like? What happens?
I would like to say I have a high pain tolerance, and I had to call the ambulance. So it's you can't close your eye. If you close it, it hurts. When you open, it hurts. So you just got to deal with it. It's like what kind of pain you want to deal with. I'm good now though. So
How do they treat it?
antibiotics through eye drops. I was good. I'm good.
And one other question about defensively, Dutch called a timeout in the second half where they were picking and popping with number 10, and you guys were blitzing the ball screens. What was supposed to happen there, and how was he getting so open?
To be honest, I don't even remember. I don't remember.
Oh, when it was popping?
Yeah, well, that wasn't. I was on the other
I
side.
don't think I was in there. Blast. We're blasting the ball screens. And then you got to get back to the gap after so he won't get to pop three. So if the big man wasn't getting to the gap, then that's how he was getting the threes.
Good talk.
Yeah.
You guys began full court pressure early on in the game, lasted pretty much the entire game. Did you guys expect that?
Yeah, we expect that going in, but we work on it every day with each other, playing against it. Being in shadow, so it wasn't anything of a surprise to us.